Welcome back, peeps. Thank you for tuning in to the Battle Royale channel, where we're always taking a look at the newest tips and tricks in the Call of Duty universe. Today, we've got a pretty important topic to cover, and it is going to be what weapons should you choose? The Modern Warfare weapons, or should you go with the old Cold War weapons? In today's video, we're going to be going over everything with stats, attachments, best weapons on the Cold War sides, because there's definitely some weapons that are worth using, and then we're also going to be doing some recoil testing at the end. If you guys do enjoy this kind of content, please remember to like and subscribe and turn that notification bell on. It TP helps me out a lot, because if you guys didn't know, 91% of you guys watching my videos are not subscribed yet. So if you do, I deeply appreciate it. And with that being said, let's jump right into this video. So starting off, I want to point out something really important. A lot of you guys have played Cold War before, right? Something you have to keep in mind is you have to disregard every single stat in Cold War. Well, almost every single. There's some stats that they did carry on, but I've watched a lot of videos. I've seen a lot of websites out there. I try to take as much information as I could about the Cold War weapon stats in Warzone, right? Right now, since there are no official stat, it's just been guys like JGod and True Game Beta testing the guns in specific scenarios, right? And nobody really has the exact data right now for these guns. But what they do know, and everybody has come to a conclusion, is that basically Cold War grabbed all their weapon models and just gave it to Modern Warfare, to Warzone, and they were like, okay, this is what the AK-47 looks like, this is what the MP5 looks like, you go ahead and grab it and you put whatever stats you want, because also, as you'll see throughout the video, the recoil isn't actually the same as the Cold War Warzone AK-47 and as a Cold War multiplayer. They also don't have the same damage, they also don't have the same, I think the only thing they kept, in which people are complaining about, is the bullet velocity. And bullet velocity is something really, really important, in which why I'm going to tell you guys early in the video, Modern Warfare weapons do have the upper hand when it comes to what class you want to choose, right? And one of the big reasons is that bullet velocity. That is why at the beginning of the video, and it's not at the beginning of the video, at the start of the season, everybody was like, Cold War weapons are OP, they're next level, they've got no recoil. And I think that was because we were playing that new resurgence mode, right? In a small confined map, you don't really take into consideration bullet velocity because you're shooting somebody up close. So we were using it at first, and I was also like, God damn, every single Cold War weapon is OP. And I thought they were going to be amazing. But then I started playing Warzone Verdansk, right? And that's when things starting to change a bit, right? Once I got into more of those longer range gunfights like we usually do, once I started shooting people on the move like you usually do in Verdansk, that is when I started to also notice a trend that they kept bullet velocity the same as it was in Cold War, and they didn't ump it up for Verdansk. And that is going to be a really, really huge deal, which is why a lot of people now just feel that every single Cold War weapon is doo-doo, all right? But again, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not here to shit on Warzone and Cold War weapons, because I'm going to give you a couple options that are really good. So let's jump here into the main menu. Let's go into the edit loadout section. So let's do a little bit of comparison as well, just so you guys can take a look. So first off, let's compare the normal AK-47, the Black Ops Cold War AK-47 against the Modern Warfare, right? And we're going to be taking a look at the Modern Warfare stats. Obviously, we know that this isn't let me go ahead and just change this one really quick so we can, there we go. We all know that these Modern Warfare stats aren't true, right? We always know that they're all kind of a little bit messed up, but then let's just take a look at what the game tells us, right? So here we got the Modern Warfare AK-47. So this says that the AK-47 from Modern Warfare has a little bit more range, but it shoots a little bit slower and it moves a little bit slower. That is what this one says. Now let's jump into the MP5. So we go ahead and select the MP5 and then go ahead and plot right above the Modern Warfare MP5, which should be right here. There we go. So accuracy is the same, damage is the same, but it says that the Modern Warfare MP5 has a little bit more range, it moves a little bit better, but it shoots a little bit slower. Now again, going into true game data, I'll probably release a more in-depth video, you know, of the Modern Warfare MP5 versus the Cold War MP5. I will release those videos soon once True Game Data releases their stats, and then I can do a little bit more testing. But right now, we're just talking again about the general overview of the guns. Now, let's go into another reason why Modern Warfare weapons are a lot better. If we go into the, let's just select any weapon. Let's go with the Modern Warfare AK-47. One of the most important things that will make your weapon a lot better is the attachments, right? Attachments are king. If you choose the right attachments to go with your weapon, you will make your weapon insanely better. And this is where the modern takes place. Modern weapons, Modern Warfare weapons will significantly be better because they've got modern attachments. So if you go here into the AK-47, we've got, like we all know, the famous monolithic suppressor. We've also got the other one, which is the tactical suppressor. So we've got these two kind of suppressors that silence our weapon, but also give us damage range. Something like that doesn't exist in Cold War. So if we go here and I go ahead and select the AK-47 from Cold War, you'll take a look. Obviously, I know what you guys know the attachments, but take a look. If we go to the muzzle, I don't even have any unlocked right now because I don't use the AK-47. But if we go to a gun that I've used quite a bit, which is let's go to this one right here, like the XM4. Take a look. The suppressor that comes up here actually takes effective damage range away from you and bullet velocity. So it actually takes things. So let's go into here like the M16. The M16, I have it fairly leveled up. So let's take a look at all the attachments from this one. We got only one of them, like the agency silencer, that actually does give you a little bit of a damage range increase, but it is minor, honestly. And not every single weapon has the agency silencer, which would be like the monolithic. Now, one of the other really, really important things is lasers play a huge part in Modern Warfare and Warzone. You know, whether you're going to be using an MP5 or an MP7, you're going to slap that 5 milliwatt laser, right, for that insane hipfire aim assist. Or if you like to use a sniper rifle, if you'd like to use an assault rifle, obviously most of the time you can actually put that tac laser, and that tac laser is going to help you get on point faster, and it is going to help you to your idle sway not to move that much. And when we jump into the lasers in Cold War, we all know they don't have the normal lasers. They only have that steady aim laser, which increases the hip fire a little bit. But the other things that they have was that mounted flashlight. They were more for the flashlight sort of thing. They don't have any 5 milliwatt laser, any tac laser, and that is going to be a huge disadvantage. If you guys don't know what the flashlights are for, they are basically for reveal distance. What reveal distance is kind of like if you go into the perk over here in Modern Warfare, and we go into this one called Recon. So enemy name plaque range. So when you're aiming at a person and that you can't see anything, like you can't see their name tag or their icon, that is what the reveal distance will do. So the reveal distance lasers, the better laser you have when you can see enemies with their name pop up at longer distances, which, I mean, I guess it's okay, but it's not going to be as significant as a 5 milliwatt laser would do, because a 5 milliwatt laser is crazy. It cuts your hip fire spread in half, which is how you get people lasering you. And then next, let's go with the optics. You know, the optics, I would say they're fairly good. You know, you've got the 3 times and you've got the Vision Tech 2 times, which are pretty good, but it still missed a couple of the things. Like, I've posted a couple of videos with the NVG scope, and the NVG scope is just really, really good. There's some people that seem to love it as well. And we've got the VLK. Those scopes just seem a little bit superior to this one. And same we go, if you want to be close range, you got the GI Mini Reflex, that clean red dot sight that you don't have any disturbance around your sights. And right now, as you guys can see me scrolling through the scopes, we don't have anything like that. We don't have anything like our GI Mini Reflex. We don't have anything like that NVG scope, and we're going to be lacking in those areas. Stock is pretty much the same. Ammunition, you guys could, I would honestly give this the upper hand in Cold War, because Cold War definitely has a lot on the ammunition side. Like, you've got this jungle styled mag, which you still have 30 bullets, but you reload quicker. You got 60 round, 45 round mag, and you got all these different kinds of mags. So honestly, I would give the edge to Cold War when it comes to the ammunition, as well with the Stoner. I don't know if you guys have seen, there's like 10 different magazines that you can use with the stoner and make your stoner OP. And now when we go into the underbarrel, that is another thing. We've got two main underbarrels in Warzone, in Modern Warfare weapons that you guys know of. You've got the Merc foregrip if you want to go for hip fire and speed, you know, getting your weapon ready to speed faster. And then we've got the Commando, which helps in most of the weapons because it not only suppresses the vertical recoil, but the horizontal recoil. So it makes your weapon a laser. And if we jump into the Cold War underbarrels, they're not the same. You know, we've got this one that's horizontal recoil. We got this one's at movement speed, sprint to fire speed, melee quickness, vertical and horizontal recoil control, but it's not going to be the same as that Commando. And here is where it lasts. As you guys can see, there's not even a single one that helps with that helps with the hip fire. So it is just going to be really hard. For the rear grips, I would say they're also pretty much the same, you know, with the aim down, sight speed and all that kind of stuff. They're pretty much the same, but so far for the muzzle, they're worse. For the barrel, something that I do need to tell you is that True Game Data was doing some testing, and the barrels that have damage increase actually do not increase damage as of right now. Okay, so just do be aware of that. I'm not sure if it was a glitch, if it was something that when they passed on, they didn't take into consideration. But from the testing that he's done, he says that all these barrels that increase damage, actually he has not seen anything increase on there. So just do be aware of that. So let's jump into, probably regardless of the stats and whether it shoots faster, whether it kills, or whether it has more damage, one of the most important things is people want to have the gun that moves the least, right? The gun with the least amount of recoil. So we're going to go into that testing right now. We're going to be testing like the Cold War AK-47 versus the Modern Warfare AK-47, the Cold War MP5 versus the Modern Warfare MP5. We're going to be doing a bunch of testing to see which one has better recoil. And if you have better recoil and you can control it further, then that may give Cold War weapons a little bit of an edge as well. But we're going to jump into that testing right now, so stay tuned for that one. All right, so we're going to be going into the recoil testing. Again, we're going to be choosing a couple different weapons just so you guys can get the main idea. So first, we're going to be doing the Modern Warfare AK-47 versus the Cold War AK-47. The Modern Warfare guns will have a camo, just so y'all know, but this is the Modern Warfare AK-47. Let's go ahead. We're 30 meters away from that wall, and we're going to do some testing against that. So let's go ahead and take a look. Again, I'm not going to try to control the recoil or anything, just so we can see. 3, 2, 1. Holy shit, that was pretty high. Now let's go with the Cold War. Damn, that Cold War AK-47 shoots insanely weird. So the Modern Warfare one definitely goes higher up, I think, but it definitely does keep, let me go ahead and close this door. But it does keep kind of like a same U pattern. This Cold War AK-47 has like a weird shit going on here. It's like if it had like some sort of, if it smoked some crack at the end and it just shot all over the place. That's what that gun looks like. But now let's go ahead and test the M4A1 version of it. So we're gonna go ahead and grab the M4A1 of Modern Warfare, and then we're gonna go ahead and grab the XM4 of Black Ops. Again, they're not exactly the same gun, but they're pretty similar. Now we're going to go from here to here, and we're going to take a look. So 15 meters, we're going to start at the bottom and work our way up. This is first, let's start with the Modern Warfare. Again, this is the Modern Warfare M4A1. 3, 2, 1. And that's without trying to control any recoil. We're going to move a little bit to the side. Let's go ahead and blast it off. Ooh, I definitely felt that it's pretty similar, but I did feel the XM4 definitely had a more predictable recoil. So we're gonna do one more just for this one, and we're gonna do actually no, let's go with the MP5, and we're also going to be doing a hip fire test because MP5 is used for hip fire a lot. So we've got the Modern Warfare MP5, and now we've got the Cold War MP5 right here. Let me go ahead and just refill my ammo, and we're gonna shoot against the other side of the wall here. So here we go, and we got the Modern Warfare MP5, again, aiming down without trying to control the recoil. Take a look at that, and then let's go ahead with the Cold War MP5. Oh, damn, son. That was definitely significant different. You can't really tell here because of the brakes, but you can definitely see that this thing aimed up. I'm gonna use this door just so you guys can see that again, because it was pretty significant. So we're gonna go ahead and use this one right here. So go ahead and close that door. All right, thank you. So yeah, we're gonna use the Modern Warfare MP5 first. There we go. And then let's just look at the ridiculous. I mean, look at that. That seems like I'm pushing it upwards on purpose. That is not even that is not even close. I mean, that is not even a goddamn comparison. Holy shit. So for Recoil, definitely the Modern Warfare MP5, it still looks like it's here to stay. Now we're just gonna do one last test, which is gonna be with the hip fire, and let's just take a look. So this is a 7.5 meter distance, so it's pretty distance here to take a couple of hip fire shots. So we're gonna do the MP5, and we're gonna try to control. Well, no, actually, we're not gonna try to control the recoil on this one. Let's go ahead and just blast it off, and then let's go ahead and try the Cold War MP5. There we go. Actually, that seems pretty similar. From the hipfire version, they do seem pretty similar, not that much of a difference. What I can feel is that the Modern Warfare weapons just feel like they pack a punch a little bit more. You can just feel that they move a little bit stronger in comparison. I don't know if you guys know what I mean. Look, if I'm gonna grab the XM4 again for this one, and I'm gonna grab that M4A1, it just feels like, I don't know, it feels like the bullets fire stronger for some reason. But that was pretty much for the recoil side of things. Let's jump back into the menu, and I'm going to show you just some good classes that you can create right now for Cold War, because again, even though the stats are worse, the attachments are worse, and the recoil apparently is worse as well. There's still some classes that are worth using. Let's go ahead and jump into that. All right, so we're back here with the final part of the video, and again, like I was talking about, even though the stats are worse and there's a lot of things that are worse, there's still some things that could be worth it. You know, some weapons that could be worth it. I'm going to talk about those. So from my testing, I've tried quite a few different Cold War guns, you know, on and off, tried the Krig, tried the X. I've tried a bunch of them. And so far, the guns that I've seen that are good, let's start with the sniper rifle section. The LW3 Tundra is definitely a really good one. I'm currently working on leveling it up so I can get the best class setup for y'all. But that definitely, it seems like it's got no bullet drop off. It's got pretty good damage, and I think this is probably one of the best snipers. If you want to go for quick scoping, the Pellington is definitely really good. It does have pretty good speed. So look, if we compare the LW3 Tundra to the Rytek, it's got, obviously the Rytek's got less damage, less range. Against the AX50, it's got less range. And look at this, against the HDR, the HDR just has a little bit more damage, but it does have a little less range. So the LW3 Tundra actually has a little bit more range than the HDR, but it hits a little bit less harder. So it does go hand in hand against the HDR. So the LW3 Tundra definitely is the sniper that you want to go to. Now, this is one of the secrets right here. This is one of the, obviously I'm not going to talk about the MAC-10 because everybody knows that the MAC-10 is overpowered. We all know you can use that gun, but here is a secret, and I'm going to release the class setup real soon, but this gun right here, the DMR-14, I'm calling it out first here. This is the best gun that comes from Cold War. Hands down, the best gun in the goddamn game. I'm just going to put that right here. Hands down, best gun that comes from Cold War, Black Ops into Warzone. And I'm going to give you a couple of explanations why. If we choose the DMR-14 and we go ahead and compare it to its fellow, which is the, where the hell is it? It's supposed to be right here. It's the first one. There we go. Against the EBR-14, it's got the same accuracy, it's got the same damage, it's got the same range, but the EBR-14 actually has less fire rate, less mobility, and less control. So the EBR is a worse version than the DMR-14. Now, I did upload a video with the EBR and it was pretty good. Now, imagine an EBR with better fire rate, way better recoil control. Like, this gun does not move at all. And the most important thing, it does not use sniper ammo. It uses assault rifle ammo, and the damage is the same. That is just like, boom. If y'all know what I'm saying right here, that is, it's just fucking crazy. The EBR is good, but again, one of the problems was it used sniper ammo, so you used a lot of your ammo, and it did have quite a bit of recoil. Now imagine this gun, I swear, this gun with the right attachments, the DMR-14 with the right attachments does not move a single bit. I mean, it is crazy. I used it in yesterday's stream, and I am like, if you are one-on-one, medium range, close range, whatever, against a dude, and you both start shooting at the same time, there is no weapon that will beat you against the EBR. Not even the Kilo, not even the MP5, not even nothing. I mean, unless you're fighting against that R90 shotgun and he shoots you right in front, then I guess you'll lose against that. But any other weapon, I promise you that you will not lose. And now, even if we're talking about headshots, oh boy, man, this thing is on fire. This thing, the DMR 14, is a gun on crack. That is the only thing I can tell y'all. But thank you for tuning in. This was a pretty long video, but hopefully you guys did enjoy. We kind of threw a bunch of things into it, and hopefully you have a better idea. In general, Modern Warfare weapons will be a lot better, but you will still be able to find some good Cold War weapons. Again, it's still going to take everybody some time because the stats do not translate directly from Cold War into Modern Warfare. It's going to take some time for people to test them out, which ones are good, but this is what we have right now. If y'all did enjoy, remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Peace out, everybody, and I'll see you all in the next one. Well, hello there. I see you're still here, and because of that, you're gonna get a VIP tour of my brand spanking new website. Here you can check out if I'm streaming, or maybe donate some Benjamins if you want to support me a bit more. Most importantly, you can get your own anti-gulag merch right here. 100% guaranteed that you will not go into the gulag if you wear one of these. And finally, you can check out some of my COD videos and the top point makers on my stream. And now, with all that being said, I'll see you all in the next one.